Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another 1/6 scale third-party unlicensed outfit set unboxing and review video. Now today we are taking a look at a third appearance for Alita based off the film Alita Battle Angel. This is of course meant to replicate the early on appearance when she was just rebuilt and she had that more intricate porcelain-style body with the civilian-looking attire. Now yes, Hot Toys does actually give you two distinct looks for Alita already, but this one adds a much-needed third option that I personally think should have just come in the box. Nevertheless, we will be doing comparisons and assembling this set on the Hot Toys Alita figure to see if it's any good. Now, I picked up mine from toyswonderland.com. The link for that is, of course, down in the description below. But do bear in mind, this is third party and it is unlicensed. That means Daftoys don't hold the correct intellectual property rights to actually brand this as an Alita product, which, of course, they've done anyway. Also, this is not a promotional video, this is a review of something that I picked up for my own personal collection. What we are going to do now, though, is get the box laying flat in the light box and do the unboxing. Here, of course, we have the box art for the outfit set. Now, they've been a little bit naughty here because they have printed Alita Battle Angel on the front, whereas, as we've just discussed, they're unlicensed, so they shouldn't really have done that. We do have a couple of images of the figure fully assembled in the background. They've also, for some reason, written 1/6 scale collectible figure down the bottom, where very clearly this is an outfit set, as you can see from the back of the packaging. Now, Daftoys have actually included one bonus accessory that I didn't actually think this set was going to come with. More on that, though, in just a second. How this is going to work is we're going to unbox everything and take a very brief look at it. Then we'll lay it out properly in the lightbox and dissect it a little bit further before assembling it onto the figure herself. As for the clothing portion of the set, it's relatively simple. It's a pair of blue jeans, a blue t-shirt, and a pleathery style jacket. However, the jacket itself is really nicely done. The pleather feels very soft and supple. There is a very strong wire along the front. There's even all that accurate quilting to the film dotted around the place. I really like this jacket. Now, she does come with a pair of interchangeable boots that does have a split-cut boot design. I love this, the fact that they are giving us interchangeable pieces, but they've also taken articulation into account. Yeah, it shows that Daftoys really do care. Now, this is the surprise accessory. It's, of course, the Damascus blade. I will be comparing this to the Hot Toys one in just a second, because it is slightly different. Unfortunately, though, it's not made of metal, it's just a plastic piece. I would have liked for this to have been made out of metal, but the very fact that we're getting it when I don't think they told us we were going to is a huge bonus. She also comes with this, which is her Hunter Warrior ID card. It's fairly simple in its design with a sticker on the front and back, and a nice level of dry brushing throughout the entire piece. It's a very nicely done little accessory. She also comes with a teeny tiny little block of chocolate, so you can recreate the scene from the film. Lastly, she comes with an array of hands. These are meant to be those more intricate, delicate porcelain-style hands, but unfortunately, is it just me, or are they coming across just a little bit dirty and grimy? I mean, they are sculpted very nicely. You can see all of the inlays and the texture and the detail, but the paint applications, I think, let these down ever so slightly. What we are going to do now, though, is get all of the bits and pieces laid out in the lightbox and take a closer look. And here we have all the bits and pieces that come in the outfit set. Now, we may as well start off by taking a look at the outfit itself first, because it's probably the biggest draw of the set. She does come with this blue t-shirt with a nice white collar around the top, and it does have a very interesting sort of swoop down towards the bottom. But I did check, and that's accurate to the film. She also comes with these blue jeans with a relatively subtle acid wash over the top, just in the high traffic areas, of course where the knees would be, and in the back as well. Some real working pockets and a bit of elastic up the top to cinch it around her waist. They also do taper down towards the ankle, so those should look really darn good on the figure herself. Lastly, she comes with this leathery style jacket. It's relatively simple at first glance, but then you start to see all of the rivets and the quilting work, and also the super strong wire that goes along the front here. So yes, you can get it very nicely billowing off into the distance there when the wind has picked it up. It's a nice touch. They definitely didn't need to do a wire, so I'm really glad that they did. Now let's talk about the Damascus blade. Bringing in the Hot Toys one, as you can see they are almost identical. The only real difference I can see is in the sculpt itself. The Daftoys one on the right here is a lot sharper. You can see how the light picks up the details. It's a little bit more recessed. The silver is also a little bit brighter, but when it comes to the handle, they're identical, so you're not really losing out if you do decide to use the Hot Toys one. She also comes with these beautifully done leather style boots. They are all sculpted plastic and they are really nicely painted. There's a beautiful wash over the top, the silver buckles are picked out in silver, and they do a decent enough job of looking like distressed leather boots. Plus, they've gone with a split-cut boot design. That means the boot itself can move independently of the top half, allowing for optimal range of motion. We will see how that affects the figure when we assemble the outfit set. She does come with two smaller accessories, the first of which being the bar of chocolate, and then her Hunter Warrior ID card. The ID card is really nicely done as well. I said really nicely done a few times, but seriously, they are. You do have a nice level of wash and dry brushing over the black parts, and the screen has a little bit of a gloss to it. It is, of course, a sticker. She does also have this bar of chocolate. It's painted to a decent enough level, you can tell what it's supposed to be, with a little bit of a black wash in the crevices to make it look slightly more like chocolate, and this waxy paper down the bottom. I'm pretty impressed with that. Lastly, she does come with the porcelain hands. I did say that they looked a little bit dirty and gummy, and I stand by that. They do. They aren't as crisp and clean as they appeared in the film, but at the very least, we are getting them. She also comes with interchangeable wrist pegs. Now you may be thinking, Justin, why on earth is that important? Well, if I bring in Alita, as you can see, her wrist pegs are actually purple. So they've gone ahead and given us these, so they'll match the normal looking hands, rather than having big honkin' purple wrist pegs that'll stand out alongside these hands. This is a much closer match, and I'm pretty glad that they did that. Something, once again, they absolutely didn't have to do, but it shows that Daftoys really do care. What we are going to do now, though, is get Alita herself out here and install the outfit set. Here you have her, standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. And by and large, this looks pretty darn good. The pants, the shirt, and the boots, plus the new hands, work really nicely on the body. Where it starts to fall apart a little bit for me, though, is in the jacket. It is a pleathery style material. Also, it's a little bit bulky. That being said, it does still fit on the body fairly well. The one thing, though, that's holding this back from being absolutely perfect is that there's no wire around the base of the jacket, so it kind of flares out at the sides and is really flat along the back. I'm not sure why Daftoys didn't put a wire in there. Usually they're pretty good and they go all out with their outfits, but this time they decided not to do it. The promo pics of this outfit set look fantastic, and maybe if you steamed the jacket a little bit and shaped it around the body, it could look better, but fresh out of the box, it looks a little bit bulky. How will it hold up to some poses though? We'll find out at the end of the video. What we are going to do now though is take her off the rotating turntable, punch in and take a closer look at the details. And here we have her up close and personal. Now I have to say, even though I do have a couple of gripes, specifically with the pleather jacket, overall the outfit set does what it set out to do, to create an entirely different look that is both accurate to the film and completely unique from what Hot Toys gave us in the box. When it comes to those key things, yes, absolutely, Daftoys' outfit set for Alita does fit the brief. However, I do still have to talk about the way the jacket fits. It's a little bit too big and a little bit too poofy, specifically up here at the shoulders. You can see that it does give her these really broad, bulky looking shoulders, and while a jacket like this would do that for a slighter framed person, in figure format it just looks a little bit bulky. Also, for some reason, there's only wires down the front, so in the back it sits very flat and also very wide. I personally would have liked to have been able to cinch it like this and create kind of like a faux pleat in the back, just so I could get it cupping around the body, pretty much like that right there, nice and sleek, just like they showed us with their promo images. However, unfortunately, they decided not to put a wire down the bottom here, so you just have to rely on the front one. In dynamic poses, with it sort of swooping off to the side, yeah, it looks awesome, it's a total non-issue. But if you are more of a museum-style poser perhaps, then this could potentially not work for you. Now when it comes to the rest of the outfit though, it's fantastic. The blue t-shirt fits perfectly and it does cover up all of the circuitry that's around the skin tone neck, and it does come down to a point which nicely hides, again, all of the circuitry underneath. The pants do cinch at the waist, they're not too big and not too bulky, and they do taper down really nicely and are very form-fitting on the legs, but they are stretchy enough so they don't really hinder your articulation. Now, one thing that I didn't mention earlier is that you are going to have to reuse the ball joints from the black boots that come with Alita. Unfortunately, this set does not come with its own ball joints for the boots there. Those were a right pain to remove from the Hot Toys boots, so just take your time, apply a little bit of heat, and you should be able to remove those ball joints and then use them on the Daftoys figure. But the good thing here is though, that you do still maintain a massive amount of ankle articulation due to the split cut boot design, so yeah, a huge plus there. One other thing which I opted not to do was switch the wrist pegs out. I'm not sure if you remember, but just a moment ago when we looked at the Daftoys ones, the peg is really long. It comes up to about there. So the Hot Toys ones are very, very difficult to remove. And when the jacket comes down, it hides that wrist peg anyway. So for me, I just stuck with the purple ones. It's an awesome touch that they decided to include some skin/porcelain colored ones, but for me, the purple ones work perfectly fine. So yeah, overall, I am still really impressed with the outfit set, even though there are a couple of things here and there which could be improved upon. Overall, I'm still pretty impressed. Now for a quick side-by-side comparison, here we have the 3 distinct different looks that you can now create with your Hot Toys Alita. Seeing all 3 of these side by side is tempting me to go ahead and pick up another Alita, so at the very least I can have the civilian and the final battle appearance in the display, because this figure is incredibly underrated. The paint applications, the moving eye system, the fact that if you wanted to, you could remove the hair and swap it out with a rooted style wig, which I've seen a lot of people do. It's so incredibly modular. And that's definitely a good thing. It might just be one of the best Hot Toys figures that they've ever done. And as I said, it's incredibly underrated. If you are tempted now by the fact that you have multiple different outfit options for Alita, go ahead and pick this up before it sells out and becomes impossible to find. As I said, I personally am tempted to pick up another one. Just wrapping up on the Daftoys unlicensed outfit set for Alita. Now, going into this, I already kind of knew what to expect because we've had Alita for some time now. Also, Daftoys are no stranger to making 1/6 scale outfit sets in pretty darn good quality. That being said, this outfit set is good in a lot of ways, but does let me down ever so slightly when it comes to the jacket. In a pose like this, holding the chocolate bar, it works perfectly, because you can use the wires to your advantage and get it to nicely blow off to the side as if the wind has taken it. However, if you do have her just standing straight up and down, the jacket does look overly big and overly bulky. I mean, it's not necessarily Daftoys' fault, because they do have to make a multi-layered leather-style jacket with wires on such a thin and light frame. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a challenge, and I think they did the best they could. The material choice is fantastic, the wires are nice and strong, the rest of the outfit is second to none. And then we get to the hands, where the sculpt is very, very impressive, but the paint applications let me down slightly as well. At the end of the day, I still can recommend this outfit set if you do want a third look for Alita like I personally do. But if you're on the fence, then maybe pass this one by, because the Hot Toys figure on its own has two different looks, and those are kind of the more exciting looks to me personally for Alita from the film. Hopefully that's helped you make your decision on whether or not this is something you want to pick up for your own personal collection. And if you do want to, I picked up mine from toyswonderland.com. I have included the link in the description below for your reference purposes only, because don't forget, this is a review on a product that I picked up for my own personal collection, not a promotional video. While you are down in the description, why not check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the awesome Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.